was sadly killed in Memphis. English language propaganda is being leaked to the Islamic State Group, and rabbits are being quarantined for their own virus. That and more coming up on APSU-TV News. Hello, Austin Peay. I'm Fabeain Tyler with today's news. In Memphis, Tennessee, a man has been charged and arrested for shooting and killing a 4-year-old boy. The AP says that Terrell J. Woods was arrested this Tuesday for the murder of the child. The incident occurred over the weekend on Saturday. The young boy's name has not been released to the public as of now. However, let's keep the young man's family in our thoughts and prayers. Although over half the country has sped up vaccine dosages and broadened their initial parameters, some people are lacking the opportunity to even get vaccinated. Inside state prisons, the vaccine hasn't nearly reached enough inmates. The AP suggests that less than 20% of inmates have received the vaccine. The issue has even made several prisoners and internal advocates resort to formulating lawsuits to extend additional access to inmates nationwide. The Clarksville Police Department reports a spam call is going around claiming that they have arrest warrants on file and they need your personal information to ensure that it isn't you. They are encouraging everyone to avoid those calls and refuse to give out any personal information. The Clarksville police are still investigating the shooting that occurred at approximately 2:15 a.m. on Sunday, March 28, 2021, on the 900 block of Greenwood Avenue. One person was shot during the incident. Anyone with information, please contact Detective Wimmer at 931-648-0656, extension 5527, or tips line 931-645-8477. Or go online and submit a tip unanimously at p3tips.com/591. 2 Memphis police officers are relieved of duty after a video shows one ramming 2 ATV drivers. The officers were responding to a drag racing call Sunday, and the suspects allegedly fled. Tony Sloan has more on the incident and video.
When I saw that video, I was kind of like terrified.
Alonzo Jones says he knows the man in this video, whose four-wheeler was hit by Memphis police over the weekend. He rides with them, and they're part of the same bike crew. He says he had to be treated for multiple injuries before he was arrested.
He actually hurt that young man. That young man had broken ribs. Yeah, it was kind of a terrified video, and we ride to have fun, and we ride to get back home.
Police say 18-year-old Justin Graham and 20-year-old Emmanuel Maniru were both charged with disregarding a traffic signal, evading arrest, and drag racing, among other charges. But police say they're investigating the actions of the officers in the video. 2 officers are currently relieved of duty, pending an investigation.
And this not actually the first time they had actually hit somebody off their bike. This is the first time we caught it on video. And they actually hurt plenty of members of our bike crew. And we just trying to have fun, make it home, and look at the kids, see us pop our bike.
We've reached out to police for an interview, but have not heard back. Jones says his crew is called Bikes Up, Guns Down. It's an effort to reduce violence in the community by giving kids and people what they call a fun alternative.
We're going to potentially push Bikes Up, Guns Down, and we just got to find a solution how to deal with the police, because hitting someone off their bike was not a solution.
A drive-through order at a fast food restaurant took a violent turn Tuesday in Memphis. A customer, angry about how long her order was taking at Burger King, decided to shoot up the restaurant. Dominique Dillon shows us what was caught on camera.
Crime just get bad as everywhere now, though.
Eddie House is disappointed a woman is accused of shooting up a Hickory Hill Burger King Tuesday, but he's not surprised.
Some more security, more police in the area probably help.
Memphis police are looking for this woman. We're told it all started when she got angry about how long she was waiting in the drive-thru for her food at Burger King on Winchester Road. Police say she got out of her car, walked up to the drive-thru window, started arguing with an employee, then began shooting.
I hate that they was impatient. Kids work there, so, you know, that's the thing.
Surveillance video shows employees running for cover. No one was injured. And here's a shot of the shooter's car.
That's kind of messed up. I'm glad that everyone's okay.
A Knoxville man is accused of aiding an Islamic State Group. 31-year-old Benjamin Carpenter seems to have had a major role in spreading English language propaganda to the Islamic State groups. The AP reports that Benjamin Carpenter exchanged English translation of media content to a covert FBI employee. Mr. Carpenter has been detained and in custody since March 24th. His hearing was held earlier this week on Monday. However, the judge didn't rush to make a decision about whether or not he should be free during his pending upcoming trial. APSU-TV News will be back with Political Corner after the break.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second. Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at Peay when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
Welcome back to APSU-TV News. I'm Kito Aruh with Political Corner. More allegations developing in New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's sexual harassment scandal. According to the AP, aide of Andrew Cuomo claims he slammed the door of his office and told her, quote, "I don't care," before proceeding to assault her. The woman disclosed this information under the condition of anonymity. The Times-Union of Albany was published Wednesday with more allegations against the governor. Cuomo continues to deny any inappropriate touching and apologizes if he made anyone feel uncomfortable. Competition brewing in Congress, Tennessee community organizer Odessa Kelly announced she will face U.S. Representative Jim Cooper in 2022 Democratic primaries. Odessa Kelly is the co-founder and executive director of Stand Up Nashville. According to the AP, if she wins, she will be the first openly gay black woman in Congress. Cooper has held his position since 2003. Lawmakers making history in Virginia, becoming the first southern state to legalize marijuana. According to the AP, lawmakers voted to approve proposed changes by Governor Ralph Northam. Changes included adults in Virginia to possess and cultivate small amounts starting in July. The bill lawmakers agreed to would accelerate the timeline of legalization by about 3 years. Sales set to begin in 2024. The Biden administration set to take action against gun violence. Biden is preparing to unveil a series of executive actions aimed to address the matter. According to the AP, Biden will be announcing tighter regulations on buyers of ghost guns to undergo background checks. Biden will nominate an advisor at a gun control group, David Chapman, to be a director of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms and explosives. That's all we have for Political Corner. We'll be back with Emily Waldon for the weather.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go?
Excellent. Soccer's fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family.
Yeah!
Oh, I thought you were on my team. Wait.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers, he connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to APSU-TV News. I'm Emily Waldon with your local and national weather. We're first going to be taking a look at the weather, or the temperatures across the United States today. You'll definitely see spring is here all across the United States. New York is at 66 degrees, Chicago is at 60 degrees, Atlanta is at 74 degrees, Dallas is at 82 degrees, Denver is at 69 degrees, Los Angeles at 74 degrees, and Seattle is at 52 degrees. Moving on to the highs today in Tennessee, Clarksville is at 71 degrees, Nashville is at 75 degrees, Memphis is at 73 degrees, Chattanooga is at 76 degrees, and Knoxville is also at 76 degrees. For the lows today in Tennessee, Clarksville is at 54 degrees, Nashville is at 55 degrees, Memphis is at 59 degrees, Chattanooga is at 54 degrees, and Knoxville is also at 54 degrees. Currently, it is partly cloudy outside and it is 70 degrees. Winds are blowing southwest at 16 miles per hour. Tonight, expect to see partly cloudy skies. It'll be 54 degrees. Winds will be blowing south-southwest at 11 miles per hour. Precipitation is 4%. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. A lot of warm weather this week. Thursday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 71 and a low of 54. Friday will be partly cloudy with a high of 79 and a low of 61. Saturday, expect to see thunderstorms throughout the day with a high of 69 and a low of 49. And Sunday will be mostly sunny with a high of 72 and a low of 49. Monday will be mostly sunny with a high of 76 and a low of 51. This is all for your local and national weather. APSU-TV News will be right back with sports.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Did you know that Kentucky is home to nearly 1,000 species of wildlife?
The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife has a team of scientists dedicated to the monitoring and study of animals that are not hunted, fished, or trapped.
We work every day to improve Kentucky's landscape so that these species can thrive.
And now there's a way for you to jump in and help.
When you become a member of Kentucky Wild, we'll work side by side and do our part to keep Kentucky wild.
Hey, Heuston Peay. I'm Dakota Stansfield with today's sports. A field goal within the last 2 seconds of the game by the Govs would give the APSU football team the win over Murray State last Saturday, 34-31. Austin Peay, who is 4-5 now, was tied with Murray State, who is now 5-1 nearing the end of the fourth quarter. APSU's freshman kicker Grant Paulette was not about to let them have another game go into overtime as he bombed a 33-yard attempt straight through the uprights to close out the game. Speaking of Paulette, as a result of this game, he was just named OVC Specialist of the Week for the first time. Not only that, but another man, you've probably heard of him by now, freshman quarterback Draylon Ellis. He's like kind of good. Anyways, he was just named OVC Newcomer of the Week again for his 21 for 34, 227 yards and 3 touchdowns performance against Murray State. This marks his 4th time receiving this award, and not only that, but these guys marked the 11th and 12th athletes for APSU to receive honors out of 20 opportunities this season. The Gloves close out the regular season this Sunday for a 1 p.m. game against Eastern Illinois. This win would secure Austin Peay a 2nd place finish in the league, and it would be the first time they go back-to-back finishing top 2 in the OVC since the 1964-65 season. I think it's well overdue, and you definitely don't want to miss this one. The Knoxville, Tennessee legend Peyton Manning, who had 14 Pro Bowl selections, is the only player to ever receive MVP 5 times and has 2 Super Bowl rings as well, will be receiving the Liberty Bowl Distinguished Citizen Award. Manning will be receiving this award on June 6th, and according to AP, he called it a tremendous honor. Archie Manning, another great legend, and Peyton Manning's father accepted this award in 2016. This will make the first father-son duo to ever receive both awards, and Manning will also be inducted to the Pro Hall of Fame this summer. It's official, the APSU softball team doesn't know how to lose. No, seriously. Like, they just extended their win streak to 8 this week by sweeping Murray State. The Govs, who are 18-8 right now, defeated the Racers 4-3 in the game 1 and 12-6 in game 2. Before that, they swept Tennessee Tech this past weekend 4-3 in the first game and 12-0 in the second. The next day, they defeated the Golden Eagles once again 9-7. This will give one player some OVC award recognition, as senior center fielder Bailey Shorter was just named OVC Player of the Week on Monday. APSU continues its 9-game homestand this weekend against Jacksonville State, starting out with a doubleheader on Saturday. The first game is at 1 p.m. Go out and support your Lady Govs. A season-high 15 runs would give the APSU baseball team the win over Eastern Kentucky this past Friday, 15-9. Junior Tyler Lacey hit 2 home runs this game for the 2nd time this season. But really the deciding factor was sophomore pitcher Harley Golert, who kept the Colonels scoreless for 5 straight innings. This came at the perfect time, as Eastern Kentucky started out the game with 7 runs after the 3rd inning. They went on to play Eastern Kentucky again in a doubleheader this past Saturday. Eastern Kentucky took the first game 9-4, but the Govs weren't about to let them take both, as they defeated the Colonels 3-1 in the second game. However, they weren't able to carry this momentum into Tuesday's game against SIU, as they lost 15-0. They're coming home today for a 3-game series against Morehead State, and the first game is today at 5 p.m. Go out and support your Govs. The 3rd double overtime this season for the APSU soccer team ended in a loss against Morehead State this past Friday, 3-2. This one stings for a lot of reasons, but one of the major reasons is because the Govs fought so hard in this game, and it started out really well. Senior midfielder Claire LaRose, who had 4 shots in the day with 3 on target, put one past the keeper halfway through the first half. This marks her 15th career goal for the Govs and would make her tied for 6th all-time in program history for most career goals. Junior forward Rachel Bradbury scored the 2nd goal for the Govs right after LaRose. However, a 106th-minute penalty kick by the Eagles would give APSU their 7th loss of the season. The OVC tournament was reduced to just 4 teams this season due to COVID-19, so the season came to an end on Friday for our Lady Govs. That's all for sports this week. We'll be right back with Fabeain after the break.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to news. We have been quarantined and had several COVID-19 restrictions for over the last year. Now it's time for the rabbits to be quarantined. Tennessee is restricting rabbit imports to keep out a deadly virus now. The Tennessee Agriculture Department is doing its job to stop the spread of the hemorrhagic disease virus type 2 out of our state. The Nashville AP reports that the virus is extremely contagious and is fatal for rabbits and hares and pikas and rabbits that have been domesticated. Any of the animals entering the state within the last 8 months who have had a history with the virus must receive a veterinary inspection within 3 days or 72 hours. The Tennessee Emotional Support Line for Pandemic Stress is adding a new feature that would allow essential workers or just people who are suffering emotionally from COVID-19. The Tennessee Department of Education reported that the person on the receiving end of the call or text message will be a specially trained health professional. Maria Williams, the commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services, mentioned that self-diagnosed reports of anxiety and depression doubled, opposed to how it was during normal times. And Catherine Yarborough, a MHART board member, simply stated, "This valuable service makes it even easier for those in need of immediate support." If you would like to connect to the emotional support line for pandemic stress, the number is 888-648-7886. A massive mummy motorcade becomes a breathtaking spectacle, and the famous DC cherry blossoms are back early. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Watch an incredible parade of ancient Egyptian mummies take over the streets of Cairo. The Pharaoh's Golden Parade featured 22 mummified kings and queens, as well as 17 royal sarcophagi. The lavish celebration was to relocate the priceless historic treasures to a new high-tech facility. The relic's new home will be the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in Al-Fustat. The procession moved along the Nile River and through the streets with chariots. The parade was joined by a military band and was heralded by 21-gun salutes. Egypt's President al-Sisi called the breathtaking display evidence of the greatness of the Egyptian people. Speaking of sights to behold, the famed cherry blossoms in Washington, D.C. are in peak bloom, and they are early this year. The beautiful blooming trees were a gift to the U.S. from Japan as a symbol of friendship in 1912. This year's bloom season in the nation's capital came about a week sooner than usual, and in Japan, researchers say it's one of the earliest on record. In fact, they say it's been 1,200 years since they've witnessed a bloom like this. There's no substitute for seeing them in person, and the pathways in D.C. are open, but with pandemic safety measures still in place, the National Park Service is encouraging the public to consider experiencing the beauty virtually. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, what did y'all think about that rabbit story? First rabbit pandemic I've ever heard of.
I thought it was kind of interesting, honestly. And I mean, especially coming right after Easter. I feel like that was kind of a coincidence.
Well.
Hey, I love rabbits. One time, like, I know I had a friend that had rabbits, and like they had a lot of them. So like when I heard the news, I was kind of heartbroken. So.
Oh, they're so cute. I love rabbits too. They're like the animal of spring is the rabbit.
Definitely, definitely.
So we're closing in on our last month of the year. So, you guys excited? You nervous?
I can't wait. I mean, I'm graduating this semester, so I know it's time to go to the real world, and I'm just excited. How about you?
Same. I'm not excited about finals. That's something I'm definitely not excited about. But I am excited about graduating, and I will be with you in the commencement, right? Correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, congratulations to you both.
Thank
Unfortunately,
you.
I will not be graduating until next December, but I'm super excited about it. But man, is April gonna be busy for everyone?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, looks like that's all the time we have today for APSU-TV News. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at APSU-TV News Clarksville and Instagram at APSU_TV. Thank you for watching another edition of your APSU-TV News Weekend Update. And always, let's remember,
go Peay.
let's
go Peay.